into authentic conversations about ourselves and our community, exploring topics that uplift and inspire us, from personal growth to social change. So grab your teacup and get ready to join the conversation.
Transportation is any mode of transportation where you are moving an underage or an individual that should not be moved to another location for sexual violence or trafficking, exploitation, any type of scheme. So first we have the limo driver, and I'm still talking about where were the parents, how did she get into this? And she never did make it into the concert that she wanted to make it in because that's not in there. So she immediately goes to this location. And then she's moving about with all of these celebrities. How is it that nobody in the room recognizes this very young? 13 is very young and very young in looking and age. We're thinking 2000. Okay, how is she there? How long is she there? And all of this activity that happens there, does she engage in alcohol and drugs? That is also another part and another point of criminal activity, serving alcohol and drugs to a minor. Another charge, allegations, once again, as we're saying this. And then how does she get to leave this location? I can't wait to look at this myself and start unpacking it. But Julie, you started right where it needed to begin. These are allegations. They are very serious allegations. They are very heinous allegations, but they also need to be investigated because there are too many individuals, starting with the limo driver, starting with how she got to the location, and everyone in between that need to have the conversation, the investigation, the parents, and how she got there, how she got home, what happened, what did she say at school to her friends, counselors, did she ever say anything to anyone else? Is there a therapist some point in time along the way? Who did she talk to? I want to know everything. I'm getting ready to get this complaint and unpack it myself too. And let's talk about it more because this is heinous, to say the least.
Yes, Sonny, agreed. These allegations are heinous. They are disgusting. They are reprehensible. And this is only a representation by one side. I can't emphasize enough how we're just being very clear in reporting this is what's being alleged. We're not a court of law, and we know it's being denied by both Diddy and Jay-Z. Both of these men have adamantly denied these claims. Sonny, you raised so many great questions. I'm reading further in this complaint about how this plaintiff, this 13-year-old child, is said to have got home. So it goes on to say that she did fight back, was able to stand up, grab her clothes and her shoes and run out of the bedroom. So the allegation is that after she was raped by these two men, allegedly, that she was able to grab her things, get out and hold her dress in front of her like a towel, cover up her body to an extent by holding her dress like a towel. As it says, she ran around the residence until she found the front door. It says, although there were other guests still at the party, no one appeared to take notice of the plaintiff's distress or attempt to help her, and that she put her clothes on after she got outside and left in the pitch dark. She ran until she reached a gas station. A female clerk saw her in distress, allowed her to use the phone. She called her dad, admitted that she lied about her whereabouts, asked him to pick her up. Dad picked her up shortly.
Now, okay. Let's take a moment to comment on this, right? So she got away, barely with anything on but a towel. Apparently, she was able to call her dad. Okay, dad comes to where she is now. She gets in the car. First thing she says is, Jay-Z, Diddy, and a woman raped me. What happens next? Let's listen to what happens next in this baby's life in this moment.
Before dawn, and that it says she fell into a deep depression, suffers from PTSD and a seizure disorder alleged to have been caused by stress and trauma. Difficulty with relationships, difficulty functioning in society is what's being alleged here. Ooh, Sonny, you asked about the parents. You said, where were the parents? And so here we have dad potentially becoming a witness here because dad sees her right after the fact, after this alleged trauma. What do you think about that?
The fact.
Okay. We're taking a listen to what had happened with victim from 2000, right? So 24 years ago, she has made her way to a industry party and she alleges was raped by Jay-Z, Diddy while a female celebrity watched. So we're up to the point now where she escapes within inches of her life, naked with a towel on, calls her dad. This is in New York City. Calls her dad, and dad comes, and this is where we are up to now.
Be guards, there would be limo drivers, there would be people, and she could make it out and run to the gas station. All of that is a lot. The father is absolutely a witness. And if you saw your child in that type of state, you mean to tell me you wouldn't take your child to the hospital? You wouldn't call the police, you wouldn't get more details. Where is the mother? Where are all of the other things that don't add up enough in this particular case? What is the relationship that she had with her parents? And if she calls her dad and he just comes out and does, a father that comes out and does nothing, that doesn't seek to find the answers, that is a lot to also unpack. And investigators absolutely need to talk to this witness, need to find the potential witness at the gas station. I know it's 24 years later, but she ran down the street. There were other things before she got to the gas station. What else do we know? Who else could have seen her? This is a lot. But once again, in these type of cases, let me say this, there are always a lot of allegations. They are always heinous. They are always irreprehensible, and they always need to be investigated. We need to have these allegations, as in every case, investigated, because if the limo driver said, according to the complaint, that this is the type of person Sean Diddy Combs likes, that means she is not the only one, allegedly, which means this is why this needs to be investigated. And if there are other young individuals or even older individuals, we need to have this investigated and not just fall the allegations themselves. They are heinous, and this is what law enforcement does. No federal prosecutor wants to have this kind of information out there without the legal lens and the hands and the necessary tools that law enforcement have at their have access to investigate the case, whether 24 years, 30 years. We do this all the time, and I think it is a miscarriage of justice if this is not investigated before we start talking about money.
Right, Sonny. I love everything you said. I'm in complete agreement. I have so many more questions for you. I want to dig in with you on what investigators may do with this. Surely they're aware. They were aware of the existence of this complaint, weeks ago, whenever this was filed. I remember we talked about it in great detail, and now we have another major allegation being brought. And so we're going to talk more about, again, these allegations and Jay-Z's very strong response denying them. And again, a reminder, Sean Diddy Combs has denied these allegations as well.
Hey, sorry for interrupting. Isn't that annoying?
What
if I told you there was a way to get rid of ads?
We're gonna take a pause and read the comments. So let's set the Hood Prophet says, damn, it was at the VMA Awards. Okay. He said his kids will have to face the repercussions of it from other kids at school. No. Out. I don't want y'all listening to this type of content. Go play. Thank you. Here, boo-boo, French fries. You want no fries? Here. Shut my door. Okay. Lissette says he said his kids will have to face the repercussions of it from other kids at school. Right. I mean, for the children, even if it comes out not to be what is alleged, kids are cruel. Kids are mean. These are celebrity children. You see what I'm saying? You could imagine some of the things that celebrity kids say. Like, I know that, what's the name's little daughter, right? Can y'all hear me? Let me make sure that y'all can hear me. 1 second. I don't see my microphone moving or nothing. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Great. Okay. I really thank all 73 of y'all for being in my life. Thank you so very much. Okay. Yeah, celebrity kids are mean. Like, say, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's daughter, the oldest one, what's her name? North, West, South, East, whatever, Chicago, one of those. But it's the oldest little girl. I hear she is very unruly, mouthy, talks to grown people, looks to grown people as if they are her equal, and treats them like that, especially ones that are like not as wealthy as her mom and dad, like maids, people, caregivers that take care of them, chauffeurs, things like that. I hear she talks to them like they are scum beneath her motherfucking feet. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even if Jay-Z is believed to or made to be, vindicated in this matter, his kids very well may still suffer from other kids' cruelty, especially other wealthy kids, cruelty of like, oh, your daddy is a rapist. Yeah, we believe he raped that 13-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all so goddamn special and y'all so goddamn above and elite and all this, the billionaire family and all of this. Yeah, we heard your daddy raped the 13-year-old and we believe it. He only got off because he got money. You know how cruel kids are. So thank you, Lisette the Hood Prophet, for bringing that point up. She also says everybody about to go down now. Girl, look, I really believe, you know what I'm saying, that is very much what that's going to be. You see what I'm saying? Because it's also lots out there about Kanye West. Kanye West has lawsuits about his ass. We're going to put Kanye West up on the whiteboard. Let's not forget Kanye West. Kanye West has a lot of goddamn scrutiny about his ass, about, you know, the way that Kanye West is a sexual harassing person, down to the boardrooms with his employees and people that work under the Yeezy, you know what I'm saying, organization, that he is very mean, cruel, sexually harassing, you know what I'm saying, in all of the worst ways that you could think of. So Kanye West is on the motherfucking whiteboard as well for all of the shit that has been also alleged to have gone on with his motherfucking ass. Okay, so yes, Miss Lisette, everybody is about to go down. We're gonna get on Ray J. Ray J has now seemingly left the country. We're not gonna segue over to Ray J right now. We're gonna leave Ray J for another live. We're gonna do a live on Ray J's ass all to his motherfucking self, because he, you know, we need to give him that type of time on that topic. Okay. Yes, everybody's about to go down, Lisette the Hood Prophet. That's exactly what the fuck we're seeing. She's saying, Lisette the Hood Prophet said Rihanna was 16 years old. Yes, Rihanna was a teenager. I believe I had heard that as well. That Rihanna was 6 motherfucking teen when his ass, you know, had her around the Rock Nation side of the situation. Okay. Yes, yes. Thank you, Lisette the Hood Prophet, for clearing up the exact age. I just checked the sound, Lisette the Hood Prophet. So now everything should be fine. New Finesse. Hi. She says, we all should have seen this coming. I'm sure there will be many more. Yes, Lisette, New Finesse Meadows. Yes, baby. I definitely believe that Kanye West will be under fire. TD Jakes will be under fire. I do believe Diddy's kids will be under fire. I do believe Ray J will be under fire. Yes. Oh, most definitely. I believe we're going to see lots of people that are not in the entertainment, you know, the forefront of entertainment. I think we're going to see a lot of motherfuckers that were, you know, fading to black, but with very big, you know, profiles and you know what I'm saying, statues of money. You know what I'm saying? I believe that those type of people will be exposed. You see what I'm saying? So let's get back on in. Thank you, everybody, for commenting. Thank you for all of the viewers. We're up to like 75 views. Thank you so very much, all of my TikTokers, for listening in on the Diddler or the Jay-Z added to the Diddy side of the situation with the lawsuits.
This forever.
It's called pop.
Attention GLP-1 drug users. GLP-1 drugs have been linked to causing severe stomach problems.
To the True Geordie YouTube channel. Last week it was Conor McGregor. Just said, well, you know, hopefully we don't have to do any more videos like this. Well, now it's Jay-Z's turn. And I like his records, so this is a bit of a shame, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? 99 problems. Obviously he's got one more than that now. 100. That would make 100, yeah. And you remember that conversation that people used to have about, would you do 500 grand cash or dinner with Jay-Z? Because Jay-Z, I mean, he's going to enlighten you. He's going to broaden your horizons. He's got all the connections to take you further than 500 grand cash. I always said I'd take the money. And I definitely stand by that now, because I'm not saying he's guilty, But he does have a lot of dodgy friends, do you know what I mean? And now this, I'm just like, yeah, I'll take the money. I'll take the money, thank you. Jay-Z's been accused of some bad shit, right? And it's by a girl who at the time was 13 years old, which heightens this whole thing, right? And there's been rumours, rumors for years. We've seen them on Twitter. We've all seen them. But nothing concrete, right? No one's put pen to paper. Has put pen to paper. And this was alleged a while back, but I think she's since revealed Jay-Z's name after reaching out for some sort of mediation, which was declined. I'm confused by that, but let's get into the accusations now. So on September 7th, 2000, the girl in question was then 13 years old. She had a friend drive and drop her off near Radio City Music Hall in New York City so she could try and attend the VMA Awards. This was on her bucket list, apparently, as she believed she could gain entry. So to cut a long story short, she was struggling to get into the VMAs and she decided to approach the limousine drivers outside to see if she could either get away in or get away into an after party. More confident than I was at 13 years old, by the way. And apparently one of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for P. Diddy and told her that Diddy liked younger girls and that she fit what Diddy was looking for. Gross, innit? So the driver basically says, I'll take you to P. Diddy's after party. You wait here, I'm going to take Diddy and everyone to the after party, then I'll come back and get you and I'll drop you off at the after party. It's just mental. Like, even if this is fabricated, just this story is wild. Like, we're just picking random people up off the street. Like, I guess this was in the 2000s, remember, as well. So it wasn't in the era of the social media, everyone's recording everything and there's documentation of everything. People were probably taking a lot more chances back then. So we kind of have to remember this when we're reading this, that this was a different time where people, especially Diddy, took a lot more risks. So he then takes her to a large white residence with a gated U-shaped driveway. So it sort of fits the bill of what you'd expect, a huge mansion, basically. Once inside, two men asks the girl to sign a document, which she didn't read, but she now believes was probably an NDA. And she was basically told, you can't discuss what happens at this party. She gave them the name and signed the form, and she didn't receive a copy. So apparently when she got into the building, she recognized many celebrities as she entered the living room or the foyer containing a large crowd, and she attempted to mingle in the crowd and talk to several of those celebrities that she recognized who she'd actually wanted to see at the VMAs. Now first I'm thinking, at 13 I could never have just walked in there and just ingratiated myself into a crowd like that. I was a little spotty teenager. It was antisocial. Still am a little bit. With the girl at her age, even if she had have done the hair and makeup to make herself look older and dressed a certain way, how much older could she look? Like, was this just accepted at Diddy's parties that you would just see really young girls there, and when people are just like, yeah, this is what he's like? Who the fuck knows? The way she's telling the story, it's as if she just walked in and made herself at home and there was just no questions asked, no like, what the fuck's this doing here? Like, what's going on? It doesn't sound like there was a reaction at all. It sounded like everything was fine, which, if true, is in itself weird, because like, what the fuck's a random 13-year-old doing at an adult party like this? Like, no one asks any fucking questions. Like, apparently there were people there doing a lot of drugs. Shock. The Diddy party, I think that was something that we were expecting to hear. And there were servers handing out drinks. Apparently she was handed a drink that was a reddish yellow mixture, tasted like orange and cranberry and something bitter. After drinking the first portion of the drink, the plaintiff began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. Here's a photograph of an exemplary container used by Combs and his agents to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks, as seen below. Now, GHB, I actually have a little bit of knowledge on, not because I've ever tried it, thank fuck, but it was a popular drug back in the bodybuilding era in the 90s. My dad actually tried it once, at least once. He tried a lot of things. Basically, it would help you knock you out in order to give you better recovery in sleeping deeper and longer, and it would just knock you out. But what you could do if you did drink it and try to work is you would be off the map, basically. And this was something that Diddy definitely, from all the accusations, seemed to use a lot of in spiking people's drinks. So apparently she's not feeling great at this point. She's looking for a place to rest. She looks down a hallway with several rooms, and she entered what appeared to be an empty bedroom. She didn't lock the door. She just went to lie down for a moment. The rooms contained only a large bed with not much other furniture. And soon after lying down, Sean P. Diddy Combs entered the room along with the other defendant, as he's named here, Jay-Z, and a female celebrity who has been named Celebrity B. in this court form here. And the plaintiff apparently immediately, the girl, recognized all of the celebrities. So P. Diddy apparently approached her with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party." He then threw her towards a wall, causing her to fall. She then got up and stumbled, at which point he grabbed her and threw her on the bed. At that point, Jay-Z apparently began removing her clothes as she grew more and more disoriented.
Okay, so basically that's what we heard from the last journalist speaking about this. So let's go ahead and wrap up the Jay-Z conversation. Jay-Z, Diddy, and Hollywood Exposed episode, Tommy Schofield. Let's take a listen as we wrap this episode up.
Tired of having to stream in 720p and stream.
At Tanisha Talks Tea. Thank you all for being here. We are, sipping this hot tea right off of the teapot of Jay-Z. Jay-Z is under scrutiny with a lawsuit of him being in a Diddy lawsuit where he was also alleged now to be the anonymous person. I think Jermaine's in the bathroom. To be the anonymous person that is now come out of Z. Okay, let's take a listen to the Sean Atwood Show.
You can't do a show. You can't get an award. You can't do anything of any kind if you do not pay homage to the high priestess that is old Bebe. Allegedly. A lot of people out there saying that woman is a witch. There really are a lot of, it sounds silly to say, does it not? But if you want to get really weird sometimes, start deep diving. You can Google how many people, right? How many people have said thank you to Beyonce Knowles before getting an award? The answer to the question is everyone. Everyone gets an award. Thanks, baby. Why is that? I love that. Sorry, people are just getting so you got to be checking. Things are happening. This is an ever evolving story. I like it. I like it. I like it. I really do. Cunning, calculated. Aren't all demons that way? I'll tell you what, most criminals are. Most criminals are. And there's a criminal mindset around everything. The way, even his statements, right? This isn't the statement of an innocent human being. It's the statement of a criminal. Goes, oh, okay, hold my beer. We're doing this. Right? All right, let's do it. Little name calling, right? A little questioning a person's integrity. Yeah. So there is a lot of allegations out there about some really heavy stuff, the kind of stuff that if you talk about, people call you crazy, right? For real. But there's some ritual that goes on with these people, a lot of it, including all of the or a great deal of the abuses that these people who want to be stars have to endure. The egg, allegedly, you all know the egg. What is alleged that these people have to do? Having an egg inserted into them. These are men, and they need to be inserted into their backside because the fellows above them need to know if they're ready to go to work. If not, they got to put more work in, which apparently means that you need to go and get your backside stretched out. Not sure how you're going to go about that, but I'm guessing it's against what your normal proclivities are. You see, I'm no armchair shrink, but it seems to me that Diddy's love, his joy, his what flips his switch is getting people to do things they don't want to do, forcing people to do things they don't want to do. If you believe this is pretty nasty, man. Aha! Hippie chick. Hippie chick. Hippie chick. But who named her queen? Very interesting question, isn't it? Well, she's either a priestess, right? Some weird old demonic thing, right? Or she and her husband are the two most talented people that ever did music in any way. because between the two of them, they've pulled down more
I'm a
Grammys than
pause.
Beatles, Stones, like Pink Floyd. Name your band, AC/DC, country. I don't care what you're into. Nobody ever anywhere.
I'm a pause. Tommy Schofield. He is a content creator over in the UK. He's, knowledgeable and informational about a lot of our American culture and all of this carrying on. I fucks with him. So anyway, who named Beyonce Queen? We did. We named Beyonce our queen of, in our entertainment and shit. We did that. We took the Beyonce like a motherfucking bee to a honeycomb. And you know what I'm saying? That's what it's been since Beyonce hit, the entertainment genre. We gave Beyonce the title of queen. We did. Thanks for watching. Remember to show your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing. It's a blessing. Keep your teacups filled and ready for my next upload. Until then, stay inspired and remember, always stay dipping.